Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So, I was just waiting to see if I would get any more defense matches, and there's an hour left, and we haven't got any. So, I guess let's start from the beginning, because there's not that many replays for this week. So, like usual, my team just gets demolished by everything. So, I don't know, it's just like the only chance I have of beating these teams or like getting any kills is basically someone goofing or someone not bringing an optimal team. But as we will see here, they're just gonna go for the safe play of setting up. So it's pretty free for them to go in pretty much. And now we don't have any healing, and Veronica overextends because she has Recover Plus, so it's kind of just an easy win for them at this point. Because Lucina can't do much to Mikalis, and it's just gonna go downhill really fast. So not much we can do here. They're just taking the safe approach, which is fine. It works. They have the time for it, so. And Nino's just gonna be trolling in the back, trying to stall, but it's not really gonna work. And unfortunately, Nino gets one shot there too, so it just doesn't fare well. And there we go. Pretty simple win for them, but took quite a few turns. Usually most of my defense setups do require people to take like up all the way up to even 7 turns to clear, but it's like at this point there's not really much. I was just fooling around at this point because there's like you just put up a good tank and it's just an easy clear. Now Legendary Lucina goes there for some reason, not sure why, but Savage Blow damage there, and they're just gonna run, because that's obviously optimal. So as you can see, not much is going on. Nino's just trolling in a drawback loop, but that doesn't really do anything. Because all they have to do is bait out Nino like they did here, which is pretty standard. And it's just Effie versus the world. And they can just go around if they want to. That's an option. But it seems like they don't really want to. I don't know. So it seems like they just didn't go for the ether, so kind of a win. But nowadays, if you want to advance tiers, you have to actually get kills, and that's definitely not what I'm doing. This person just has the Panic Manor in level 2 tactics room set up, so not much we can do here against this team. I also don't have Panic Manor in my setup, so if they have a Panic Manor on offense, they get +4 to all stats. So feels bad, man. And Lucina's just gonna use Future Vision here and get bopped, so not much we can do here. But just keep stalling. But as most people have figured out by this point, the best way to beat my team is literally to not do anything. Because then Veronica will overextend, and then you can just take care of the rest of my team pretty easily. And I don't know if they calculated to manipulate the AI like that, but if they did, good on them, because that was pretty good. So now it's just a mere matter of getting the ether structure, last ether structure, and then that's just game. So not the greatest again. And then we go to a couple days later, where I make some derpy changes. So I was like trying this out. So the idea is you can't just break the Ether Amphoray, otherwise you might get attacked by Cecilia. But of course the reverse counterpart to this is you can just nuke all these units and then leave this till the end, and that's what most people were doing. So I figured out that a lot of people were actually, you know, they actually use their brain a little bit. So this is kind of a troll. Fortunately, future vision doesn't work too well there, and so not the greatest. But now we're just gonna be stalling in the corner. Pretty much Nino comes out because there's nothing better to do, obviously. And it's pretty much just stall fest. They can just stall all they want, and we're just gonna sit there and stall. Can't really do much. And so they take out Ephraim there. With Gale Force, they can set up for the next turn. And it's a pretty easy win from here for them. So, not much I could do there. Did I even show the units? I don't even remember nowadays. Gosh dang it. Well, we'll quickly breeze through that. I think I did while I was talking, but I don't remember. But yeah, it was a pretty standard team. The only thing on this team was a +10 Surtur. Everything else was okay. And on the other units where you saw a plus sign, they were +10. I think, unless a specific one was +10, not +10, but like, I run into these kind of teams kind of often where they have a lot of +10s, if not all +10s. Only exception here is Ike, and it's on a tactics team, so I mean, not gonna go well. Same deal. They can just feel free to nuke all my units. Not entirely sure why they would panic play themselves, but I mean, there's no dancer, so there really isn't much of a punish. So I just want to point out how Effie was able to tank a Micaiah shot because memes was only 62 attack, of course. But unfortunately we can't heal enough. But it doesn't matter because she didn't have the attack tactic buff. And attack tactics from Titania. If we were able to heal the full again, that would be a troll because then she wouldn't be able to one-round KO. But I mean, they can just do some things to get the one-round KO anyways. I mean, it would have been interesting if we could have pulled off the full heal, but we couldn't. So just going to attack Mia here and debuff Nino because that's obviously optimal. That's the one thing about Leaf Scalp right now that's a little iffy, is kinda don't have a counter for when someone has Panic Ploy, because they can use Leaf Scalp to set up debuffs on my team. Even though nowadays, like, I don't even carry any buffs of any field buffs besides that. So I don't know. It's another easy loss for my team, and this is the only match where I actually got kills. It's been forever since I've gotten any kills, and what do you know? It's because this team isn't the greatest. Very few merges. So that's kind of the only reason why, and this person's running very quick riposte with lightning breath for some reason. Not sure why. But this is the current setup. Well, this is not the current setup, I think, but this is one of the setups I'm using to like super stack buffs and try to wall, but it doesn't really work against the actually good teams. Like here, I don't know what they're doing. Like, sure, they're setting up. Like, this is okay. But then from here on out, it's kind of questionable. Like, sure, they're testing out the traps. So now they know which the bolt trap's real. So now they know that that's real, and so they move out, which is fine, of course. Now it's turn 4 already, and they just do that. I'm not entirely sure what that was for. Like, what's the point of doing that? I mean, I guess. It's like now they go on the offensive for some reason, and then they kill Zero, which is okay, but then they kill Nino, and that's just like, okay. And then they put Micaiah there thinking that she's going to, Lucina's going to attack Micaiah or something. I don't know what they were thinking, but they literally just dropped 2 units there, and I'm just like, okay. And I don't know, like, I know they knew that was the bolt trap, so they activated it to get enough chip damage to get the kill. I don't know. Like, this is okay, but now it's turn 7, and they can easily pick up the kill here with Micaiah, but it's just like, the Bolt Trap Galaxy brain play was pretty good, but I don't know. It didn't seem like they really planned their turns well, because they barely clutched it on turn 7. I'm pretty sure they could have done it earlier, but I guess they probably would have had to sack a unit or something, because now that I have a dancer, it's a lot. Veronica's a little scarier because we're stacking drive speeds everywhere. But here we have another classic horse emblem team. We have this Brave Bow Lin, who has 62 attack or 65 under the influence of versus drive attack. And so my Nino is designed, so assuming Aversa didn't exist, but she always exists on the teams that wreck me. Nino would have 32 from distant defense, 34, 36, and then 39, and then 43 at range. So in formation, has a decent amount of defense. So now 43 might sound good, but even in that formation, with Bravelin with 62 attack, she would barely live by like 1 or something. So it's not the greatest. It's because they have the bonus stats, and I didn't deny the bonus stats. And they have the Aversa debuff, which allows them to get some damage in. So, unfortunately, they're just going to be able to wreck my setup. I can't really do much about that. And I'm not entirely sure what they're doing here. They're just kind of doing things, not sure what. They finally go in for the kill with Nino, and they can just run and bait with the TA Raven Tome Cecilia, because she'll just completely wall, because that's how it works. And there's not really much we can do from here. It's just a clean sweep for them. So yeah, it basically all hinges on the fact that Brave Lin could actually 2-shot Nino. That was possible because of me not having the panic manner structure, and also not having the and also the versus debuff for -3, so feels bad, man. Neutral defense wouldn't have changed anything there. Minus defense Nino is still optimal, Kappa, but I mean, at this point you can probably get the idea of what's going on. Here I move stuff again. But actually I don't think I moved anything. But kind of the same deal, but now they have gravity ploy from Thoke, so not much I can do here either. They can just get free kills pretty much because of it. So pretty much not looking good. My defense team's not the greatest at all because it uses a lot of ranged units, and they're all under 40 HP. So even like the level 1 tactics room and panic manner and stuff, still, whatchamacallit, it still affects them. So it's just like can't really do much. I could try doing something with one of my melee units, but it wouldn't really do much. And here it's just an easy win for them because they have gravity ploy, so they can just easily pick them off. Ideally, I want to make some sort of setup where I can get a dance off on Veronica and she can attack again, but then she gets swapped out somehow. But I can't really do that without compromising my whole position. It's like I could put Effie here and then like remove this and like put this somewhere so I could pull off the swap, but then it just makes it easier to approach from this side. So it's just like, what the heck, man? Can't really do much. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out, but I was thinking of giving Effie Berkut's Lance so she would have 41 res, but it's just like, that's not enough to wall Reinhardt after getting chipped, so it just doesn't really do anything. I don't know what to do. It's really tough to say, but that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is East Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.